I am truly and authentically wondering at this point, do we hate women?
The answer is yes, men do actually hate women, or at least they don't like women. They like having sex with female anatomy. They like having sex with vulvas and vaginas, but they don't actually like women. And this is really easy to see. All you have to do is scroll TikTok for a couple minutes and you'll see men talking about how much they hate women. In general, men see women first as sex objects and second as people. They see sex as something that they take from women and women give to them. Unfortunately, this also means that sex is something that they do to women rather than with women most of the time. So to answer the question, no, men don't actually like women. They just like having sex with female anatomy. And because the whole thing is transactional, everything that they do outside of that is just to get to having sex with you and using your anatomy.
If a man has a pattern of choking you, it's not because he loves you. He's attempting to murder
I used to
you.
go around asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives. After I posted that video, this comment read, "Can you talk more about liking your wife?" So many men seem to generally dislike and seem to be annoyed by women. They love but don't like. What I've both seen and learned as I've grown is that men will marry women who serve them even if they don't like them. That's how patriarchy conditions them. For example, if you ask a cis man what he likes about his partner, he'll soon begin listing the ways in which she serves him. You know what I mean? Like, I think society conditions men to not like women. Like, you love them, you feel a sense of duty towards them, you get one and you take care of them because that's what men do, we're taught. And you're hearing your whole life from church, the men in your life, the media, that women talk too much, they don't listen, they're disagreeable, they're emotional. Cis men tend to like other men in non-romantic ways. They like being around their guys and spending time with them, and sometimes these men talk to each other about how much they don't like their wives. But men will marry women who serve them, who are submissive and obedient and who know their place. Because as I've said, in the eyes of patriarchy, there can be no relationship without control.
Did you know that many men marry women they don't love and marry you because of many reasons? Perhaps there was pressure, maybe you got pregnant, or his family were pressuring him to marry and you seemed the decent one. Or maybe the pressure was coming from you. Some men marry because they're selfish. They don't really believe marriage is going to stop them from enjoying their best lives. Some men marry because they think they love you. Some marry because all their friends have gotten married and they're left out and they need to find somebody who makes sense. And only a few truly marry because their hearts are invested. When we are marriage hungry and we are prepared to do whatever it takes to get the ring, we become victims. We make ourselves victims. We walk into the perfect position to be married for the wrong reasons. And when we finish and come to the other side of an unloving marriage, we're broken. Because a woman's soul needs to be loved in exactly the way a man who loves a woman loves.
Men hate women, and when are you guys going to realize that? At their core, in their hearts, they don't like women. They only like men.
Many men would rather hate the woman they are with than break up with them. And I say this as somebody who has been in that kind of relationship. That behavior is so toxic, but what I have come to learn is that it is a man's responsibility to change his actions. But since they don't do that, it has then become our responsibility as women to no longer tolerate these kinds of actions. If your boyfriend is constantly putting you on edge and you are regularly questioning if he not only loves you, but likes you, hold your head up high and leave. But speaking of leaving, many men will create this unbearable environment for the person they say they love. But when a woman decides she no longer wants to tolerate that kind of behavior and leaves, they beg for them back, or even worse, try to hurt them in the process. It's really unfortunate that we have to protect ourselves from the people who were meant to be our protectors. But what's new? At this point, many men have expressed their happiness with where they are at and who they are. Unfulfilled, emotionally unintelligent, hollow, insecure versions of themselves. And each day that we women continue to reward their pathetic behavior is another day that we lose. Please, I'm telling you, you are not a rehab center. We spend so much time babying them, cooking for them, cleaning for them, doing everything for them to treat us like this. They've laid out their playbook for emotional abuse, and we still don't listen. I know it's hard to leave a relationship like that, but it is possible. I did it. And please, when you leave, do not go back when they say they'll do better. They're putting more effort into trying to get you back than they ever did when they had you.
Ladies, listen to this, If he threatens you, if he calls you names, if he drives fast in the car, I get it, it's like exhilaration, what, and you're asking him to stop driving that fast because it freaks you out, right? If he isolates you from family, from friends, from the things that you used to love to do, if he asks you to move to a different location, a different geographic location, right? And if he's always and constantly rough in bed, he's never soft, he never wants to make love to you nice and easy and sweet, and like in the movies. If he's like that with you, he'll kill you. He has the potential of killing you. He doesn't value you. The things that I just listed now, he doesn't value you. Because 9 times out of 10, a woman is gonna ask a man to stop doing those things. It's not just about him cheating on you, him coming home late, and all these things. If he does the things that I just named, he threatens you. I'll punch you in your face. He calls you names. And then he says to you, you're my bitch. But he's joking. And then he says, I'm just joking. If you find it offensive, or even if it's just maybe you guys were in a funny conversation and he says that to you, he's driving too fast and it's exhilarating. Maybe you giggle a bit, but then you're actually really scared and you say, please stop doing that, and he doesn't stop. He isolates you. Isolation in this case is on the level of, let's say, he says things like, I don't want you to go to these places or go there because I want to protect you, I want to keep you safe, right? Or he reminds you of something that you said about your family or friends that was negative. Maybe you said in a moment where you're upset with your people. Then he reminds you, do you remember you said this about these people? So now you want to go back to them? Type of thing. That draws you in and closer to isolation. It starts feeding into your brain, which these people are not right for you. Right? Whereas everything is resolvable. Especially with people that you love. If he doesn't encourage you to go sort out those problems that you have with those people, basically, he wants to keep you in isolation, right? And if 9 times out of 10, if he's gonna move you far away from family and friends or from your hometown, he wants to isolate you. He wants to keep you where he can keep you so that he can control you. Because he's gonna be the only person that you know where you are going. He's gonna be your everything. And if he's just rough in bed all the time, baby, a lot of women say, I love it from the back. Women don't love it from the back. Let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest. What do you actually feel really from the back as a woman? I have to check. Ava. But one of my kids were popping up. What do you feel from the back? Yeah, doing it from the back. It's exhilarating. It's so exciting. Yeah, it's a little bit of roughness. Yeah, right. But 9 times out of 10, women don't come. You're not gonna climax in that position. Your man is engaging in all these things. He doesn't love you. He hates you. And I think at this point now, with the videos that you've watched that I've posted, we all know that men hate us anyway. But it doesn't mean that we have to go travel on this path of them hating us and us accepting it. You get to a point where you get tired. Women are very tolerant and we can tolerate a lot. But it gets to a point, or you grow up and you're like, enough is enough. Wambora. This is boring. It's not exciting and it's not funny. Watina. You are so annoying. You are like one of those guys that I rejected for you to be here, because I hear men feel like they choose us. Woman, like I said in my other video, choose men. You have a choice. Umontle, baby girl. Umontle. And if you're in a position in your life where you feel like you're not beautiful, your body's busted, then fix it. Fix it. A man can never be your end all and be all. He might think that he is, but he can't be. That's where you're gonna lose yourself. That's when you're gonna lose yourself. That's when you're gonna start depending on his validation. That's when you're gonna start crying about, you didn't buy me flowers. Oh, Mother's Day. Oh, my birthday. Men don't like us. Not as much as we hope that they would. There are so many other women out there with vaginas that they can just get. And trust and believe, a man is going to go and get the vagina that is less than yours, or a woman that is less than who you are, to satisfy and get that gratification that he needs temporarily, because he can't get it. And another thing is, you don't owe your man sex, baby. Some of you guys feel like you must just put it, you even married women, put it out because it is your duty. It is your duty when your man is performing his duties to the max, like God has intended. But if he is not performing his duties to the max, like God has intended, why are you putting out like that? Let that man starve. And if he decides to go out there and go and collect diseases, trust me, your intuition is going to tell you. Your intuition is never wrong. Trust your intuition. If you suspect or you start to feel good, let me check the phone. Oh, this is funny. Da, da, da. You're right. Then don't put out. And let's get tested, whether you're married or not. Because if you're gonna sit there and say, oh, but he's my husband, I must give it to him, but you're suspecting something, you're gonna find yourself in hot waters. How many married people are dying or have contracted diseases or STIs because it's their obligation, because it's said in the Bible? I trust the Bible, trust and believe that, but read the Bible with understanding. Everybody has to play their part in order for it to work. And if everybody's not playing their part, then you have to look at it and really look at it, because God will never say or do anything that is going to be detrimental to your health or your well-being. And those gut feelings that women have, trust them. Excuse me. Trust your gut feeling. God is telling you something. You cannot please another human being before you please yourself. Not even your children. If you are not happy, you know how it is when families are broken, and they say that kids can see the mother's torment and it affects them years to come, because they knew that their mother wasn't happy, but she stuck around. I got lipstick on my teeth again. But she stuck around. It's true. You have to be happy. A man is always going to make himself happy. Happy. And even if you don't sleep with him, and let's just say he's not cheating on this particular day, he's going to go jerk off. Maybe you don't do the same. He's going to go jerk off and please himself. So what about you? I'm not saying go and jerk off. I'm saying find other avenues to make yourself happy. Look at those kids that God has given you. Make yourself happy with them. Make them happy, because it's going to give you joy as a mother. Men, guys, I don't want to lie to you. We love our men. We respect them. But they are different. And I think that, sorry, lipstick on my teeth. When they say Gucci, men are from what? Mars and women are from Venus. It's not a lie, guys. We are so different. We are so different. And I think it's time that we start to realize that fact. I'm not saying go out there and hate men, but men are not okay to the level that we are. We are not the same. We don't think the same. We don't do things the same way. We don't treat people the same way. Women are more compassionate just naturally. Men are different. They really are. Those people can get gratification and cheer on you. 2 minutes, they shag someone else. Then they feel guilty. And they push that bitch aside. And they come back to you and they feel so guilty. Now all of a sudden they love you. Now they're buying you flowers. It's like, oh, what's going on? What's up with all the love? You must think and wonder why. If he wasn't doing that shit, he's guilty. But as soon as you start to soften up, it eases his guilt. And you don't even know. But you have to know your person to see the signs. You have to know people, just in general. Don't live this life and be taking for a boost. Else you're gonna contract diseases. And I think that's the one thing that bothers me about this injustice that happens to women. Because a woman will love you so much and then agree to not condomize with you because you guys have been together for so long and they love you. God, you've been fucking around and now you're bringing diseases. You haven't even tested. And these men, they are so scared to go get tested. But Sava, they are so afraid. As women, we test, and we know that we're good. Like, we haven't done anything. So you're not paranoid about it. Kanti, in that whole situation, he was doing something crazy. And then now, you're sick. Do you understand what I mean? Now you find out. And then you go and you tell him, listen, you did get sick. You go and you tell him. He says, no, never. And you know yourself. Now all of a sudden you're a hoe. Men are... Yeah, be careful. Don't trust a man. It's gonna tell you, I will never make you sick. I will never hurt you. I'll never cheat. That's a lie. He will do it. The ones that come back the next day and at 4 a.m., where are you at that time? Because what are you guys doing with your friends? I've lived the club scene. I was younger before, right? So I know what happens in clubs. I'm not saying that everybody in clubs is fucking, but I'm saying is you hook up, like you meet someone, people are kissing, all of a sudden, so if your man is out there till 4 a.m. in the morning with his boys, do you really think that nothing is going on? He's so perfect. But you know the club life or the scene. Come on, man. And he's gonna come back and say, but I was just with the boys. And who? Because you saw somebody there, something happened. There's no way you're coming back at that time because you were just chilling with the boys. What's so great about boys? Unless you're fucking your boys. Yeah, that's what I mean. Ladies, value yourself. These men will kill you slowly, or, and like I stated in the list before, probably they're sick, and it's thrilling for them when they scare you and do these things. It's thrilling. It's like it's exhilarating. Bahlanya. There's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with men. Bakula. And they don't like us. They actually don't like us. They like us for what we can do for them. They like us for what we have, our bodies, and what we can do for them to make their lives easier. I've come to the conclusion, and I believe this 110%. Even the ones that are so perfect in marriages and stuff like that, yafana. He's getting something out of you. Something very big. A piece of your soul. He'll take it and fucking eat it like a fucking vampire. And I'm not a bitter lady, whatever. Or don't assume, oh, something is going on. Like I said, I've had time to research the situation. There's no way so many women, I will call them thoughts and hoes because they're thoughts and hoes. That you get to a point where you need to understand why women are behaving like this. Why are women behaving like this? Why do they think that it validates them or they are empowered to be thoughts and hoes? Because they're tired. And women, the last thing women are is stupid. Even though, yes, they will go back and try to please men and do all these things, but they are not stupid. Men are stupid and they're ugly. And you're crying over that man. Yo, I let it go, my sister. Basile. So take care of yourselves. And the list that I just gave you guys of the things that a man that will kill you is true. It's a thrill to him to scare you. It's a thrill for him to scare you until he goes too far. Got mistake. Be careful. Anyway, if you guys haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys do enjoy my videos, please do click on the thank you button. I love you guys. Bye.